And we're back. We in such a rush we haven't had a chance to actually pour the beer. Just give us a little second. And Kieran,
it's great, dude.
You first.
Okay, where am I? This is more hop forward beer than the other beers we've had. I haven't tasted it yet, but it's got a nice kind of gently hoppy nose. It's not jumping in your face.
Thanks.
I think I can confidently say this is a pale ale. Maybe edging towards an IPA, but I would label it as a pale ale. It's very nice. It's just to me it's a really good session pale ale.
Do you want to, before Virginia taste it and mention the ABV, do you want to take a guess? Be a man.
4.3.
4.3, okay. Virginia, microphone is in front of you.
All right. Yes, the hop word is coming out now, and I can definitely sense a lot of hops. It's a bitter kind of almost. It's a bitter almost. That's the main flavor I'm getting. It's kind of fizzy. Has a good mouthfeel. There's a good amount of carbonation. I would say definitely a pale ale. But yeah, actually, I would stick with pale ale. The ABV.
Irish pale ale or American pale ale?
I would say Irish, yeah. Irish pale ale. It's not like cloyingly bitter. It's a nice amount of bitter.
Dave?
I would agree. Yeah, it's not too bitter and it's not too waxy. It's it's partly a pale ale, but it's very, very drinkable and very well carbonated as well. Tastes a little bit of a toffee taste from it, a little bit, but that could be a remnant from the last stout, I think, as well. Even though I've had water in between, but it's very nice. I like that. It's light. I think Kieran is right about the ABV. I think it's about, it's probably about 4.5, I suppose.
4.5. Okay.
I'd guess. I'd be very surprised if it's heavier than that. It's be up beyond 5.
Just to be controversial, I'm going to say it's 5%.
That's a very bold statement. Kieran, I'm putting the microphone in front of you.
I would. To me, it's edging on an American style pale ale. It's certainly not an English style pale ale. And then it's difficult to say what's an Irish style pale ale. I think some Irish brewers would label this as an IPA, but I'd call it an American style pale ale, to be honest.
Or an amber ale, maybe.
Yeah. It's lovely. Very nice.
It's very nice. It's not too loaded. It's nice.
No, you drink it all night.
You would. You would definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it benefits from being colder. Then I think as it warms up, it probably wouldn't
might
be as
start
nice.
getting a little bit too malty sweet warmed up, but it's nice and crisp when it's cold.
Definitely.
It's a nice balance between the malt and the hops, I think.
That's really nice.
Anybody wants to venture a guess of the type of beer? The brand and the name of the beer?
Is it Metalman? Is it Metalman Can?
I think it could be, yeah.
It definitely I've definitely tasted this before, whatever it is. I think it's Metalman Can.
Virginia?
Well, I can just tell you what it's not. I have no idea what it is. It's not the Sierra Nevada, pale ale that I'm used to. That's why I wouldn't necessarily go with with an American style.
No, we're tasting only Irish beers tonight.
Yeah, so I'd say
Sierra Nevada is unfortunately out of the question.
An Irish pale ale. Oh, gosh. Yeah, Metalman has one of my favorites. I'd go with the experts on that. I'll follow the leader.
You think it's a Metalman?
I'd guess a Metalman.
Okay. All right. Why don't you guys take the blindfold off?
All right, it's pretty pale.
Oh, yes.
All right, Metalman Can.
Yes.
Yes.
It's Metalman.
The first Irish beer in a can.
It's
First craft beer in a can, sorry. it is Metalman.
I said in a review recently that it's a game changer for Metalman. I think that it's if they keep the speed they're going at now with quality and quantity, they're going to take over the Irish beer industry because they can. I was going to say because they're able to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
I was waiting for this. Yes, I knew that sentence was going to come out.
I think after the second taste, I think I know this beer, and I think I've had it before, and I only recently had 4 or 5 of them just of an evening at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And I read a review of it only this morning that completely slated it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't honestly believe it, because they've captured what they do in draft perfectly in a can. So where's the problem? I don't see the problem.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people going, oh, it's nicer in the can, or it's not as nice. I think it's remarkably similar to the draft in the can as well. Yeah. And I think maybe when the can came out, I've drunk quite a lot of Metalman times. It's a beer I kind of go, great, I have Metalman, that's what I'll drink. It's a beer I really, really like. And when I got the can first, I think I was almost a little bit disappointed that I kind of wanted it to be a bit different.
Right. And
it was quite a while since I'd had Metalman, and I was thinking, well, maybe I've just moved on a little bit from Metalman, but this, I'd be really enjoying this. It's lovely.
It's
the door is opening.
ghost.
No, right, it's a ghost. Yeah, somebody. I mean, we have beer. Oh, is Alex. Anyway, the rest of the show will be easier. Somebody finally coming to help me with the microphone. So it's a Metalman. As you said, you think it's going to be a game changer?
I think so. I think it's up there with the way Oscar Blues did Dale's Pale Ale, and took over I personally don't think Dale's Pale Ale is what every reviewer says it is. That it's the best canned beer or the best pale ale that the United States can produce, but it's very good. But what they've done is that they've been able to produce their draft in a can, which Metalman have done, and now it won't be fair. You can stack them, it won't be light struck, and you can ship it wherever you want. And the thing is, going back to the Jack Cody thing, that can is beautiful. It's Art Deco. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, and it's fitting with their name that it's Metalman. It's in a can.
Yeah. I mean, it was like their branding from day one was almost like the can in mind, because I always liked their branding, but it really comes alive in the can, and also the metal of the can that they allow the silver of the can to be part of the artwork, and
it's fantastic.
It looks great.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I'm kind of gutted that they don't do like a 500 milliliter version can. That the glove.
Give time. Okay, this is only the first one. Maybe they will. I'm sure they can fit them on the canning line. I don't have many details about that, but.
And interesting. Have you tried the can prototype number 1?
No, it's on the wall inside, and Dave keeps offering.
It's really, really. It's kind of a brown ale.
Really? It's 5.6 as opposed to 4.2, isn't it?
Yeah, so 5.6. I'd call it a brown ale. It's really, really nice. I'm looking forward to that coming out in cans.
They had a chameleon using garnet. I had it in.
Oh yeah, that was
really good. I had it in Phil Grimes in Waterford, so it was almost at source. It was between that and Dungarvan Challenger all night inside in Phil Grimes a couple of months ago. The two beers, it was like Rocky versus Apollo Creed. I couldn't pick. I didn't know who I wanted to win.
The Garnet
was
better, I think. The Garnet was kind of the one chameleon for me that really stood out.
Yeah, some of them were a bit.
Some were a bit. Yeah,
I'm moving my hand there, saying dodgy.
Well, not dodgy.
Not dodgy, but not great.
Underwhelming. Yeah. But the Garnet one was fantastic.
But they're one of the few breweries. They'd be those guys, and I would say Kinnagar are two of the breweries that I have had nearly all their beers and thought, okay, like haven't a problem with any of their beers so far. But I really think that they'll take over if they keep going the way they're going. But they have to can Windjammer. Windjammer is the one I want to have in a can.
Yeah, I loved Windjammer as well.
I have to apologize to Metalman, but unfortunately we went a little too long on the first 3 beers, and we're going to have to get moving because we have 2 more beers to taste.
Once